You know, when we think about risk on a construction site, we usually picture things like falling steel or heavy machinery. But what if I told you the biggest threat today might actually be invisible? We're diving into the critical cyber threats facing the construction industry, and it's all based on some incredible insights from a book that's changing the game.
Everything we're talking about today comes from this handbook, Construction 4.0. It's all about the massive technological shift happening in how we build. Think automated cranes, smart sensors, the whole 9 yards. But we're going to zero in on the one part of this revolution that too many people are ignoring: cybersecurity.
So that brings us to the big question. For decades, project risk was all physical, right? Accidents, weather delays. But now that job sites are packed with tech, you've got to wonder, is the biggest danger the one you're not even seeing, lurking in your data?
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at what a modern connected job site actually is. Then, we'll pinpoint exactly where the digital dangers are hiding. We'll introduce you to the attackers, explore a really powerful new defense, and then wrap up with the key things you absolutely need to take away from all this.
So first up, the connected job site. And look, this is way more than just having a few laptops in the site office. We are talking about a deep, what they call cyber-physical connectivity. It's this idea that the world of steel and concrete is now completely tangled up with a digital world of networks, sensors, and smart systems. So just think about it. Every single part of a building's life, from the very first sketch to its daily operations, is now creating a mountain of data. And this data isn't just stuff. It's an incredibly valuable asset. And as we all know, anything that's valuable is going to attract people who want to steal it.
Okay, so where are these digital cracks in the foundation? Well, the scary part is they're everywhere, hiding in plain sight at every single stage of a project.
Let's walk through it. Right at the beginning, during bidding, all your sensitive financial data is out there. Then, in the design phase, you've got your BIM model. That's the master digital blueprint. If a hacker corrupts that, your entire project is compromised. Once construction starts, every smart hard hat, every sensor, every automated machine is a potential backdoor. And then, even after the building is finished, the systems controlling things like the air conditioning and security are a classic and often overlooked way for hackers to get in.
And hey, this isn't just some abstract threat. Remember the massive Target data breach back in 2013? The hackers didn't smash their way through the main corporate firewall. Nope. They found a weak spot. They got in through a small, third-party vendor that had access to the building's HVAC control system. A tiny crack in the building's digital systems led to an epic corporate disaster.
So why construction? Why is it such a tempting target? Well, it's really the perfect storm. You've got huge amounts of super confidential data. You have these long, complex supply chains with tons of smaller businesses that might not have strong IT security. And maybe worst of all, there's just a general lack of awareness about the threat across the industry. It basically puts a giant bullseye on the whole sector.
Now that we know why, let's talk about who. It's easy to just picture some kid in a hoodie, but the reality is so much more complex and, frankly, more organized. Let's meet the villains of this story.
I mean, look at this list. The threats are coming from every direction. You've got your hacktivists with a political agenda, and you've got organized cybercriminals who are just in it for the cash. But then you also have these highly sophisticated state-sponsored groups. And on the complete other end of the scale, you have amateurs, we call them script kiddies, just using simple tools to create chaos. It is a very crowded and dangerous world out there.
And here's the really crucial part. The attacks we read about in the news, that is just the tip of the iceberg. So many companies, they're afraid of the damage to their reputation, so they never report when they've been breached. And that secrecy means the problem is way, way bigger than any of us really know.
Okay, we've laid out the problem, we've met the bad guys. It all sounds a little grim, right? Well, let's pivot, because now we're going to talk about a solution. The source material points to a really cool, innovative technology that offers a whole new way to fight back.
And that technology is blockchain. Now, you've probably heard about it with things like Bitcoin, but its real superpower is actually security. The simplest way to think about it is like a digital record book, a growing list of records, which are called blocks. And the key is that each block is securely locked to the one that came before it, using some seriously powerful cryptography. So here's how it works. See this diagram? Every new block doesn't just hold its own data. It also holds a unique digital fingerprint. That's the hash of the block right before it. This is what creates the chain.
Now, if a hacker tries to go back and secretly change the data in an older block, its digital fingerprint changes, and that immediately shatters the link to the next block. It's a break in the chain that everyone on the network can see instantly.
So how does this actually protect something like your project blueprint? Well, let's say you've got your critical BIM file. Step 1, you create that unique cryptographic hash for it. Step 2, you log that hash on the blockchain. This creates a permanent, time-stamped, tamper-proof record of that file in that exact moment. Now you can share it with anyone. If someone changes a single comma, a single line in that file, its hash won't match the one on the blockchain, and bam, you know immediately that it's been tampered with.
And here is the real game changer. Unlike a traditional system where all your data is on one central server that can be hacked, this blockchain record is copied and spread out across a huge network of computers. To actually compromise it, an attacker would have to hack every single one of those computers, all at the exact same time. It's a task so monumentally difficult, it's considered practically impossible.
All right, we've gone deep into the threats and we've looked at a powerful solution. So what are the big ideas you need to walk away with? Let's boil it all down to the key takeaways for building your own digital defense. So, if you remember just a few things, make it these. First, your job site isn't just physical anymore. It's a data-rich, cyber-physical system. Second, every single phase of your project has its own unique digital weak points. Third, don't forget that there's a whole world of attackers who see your industry as a very attractive target. And finally, the good news, powerful new tools like blockchain are coming online to help you fight back.
And that really leads us to the final critical question you have to ask yourself. As the line between the physical job site and the digital world continues to just dissolve, is your company truly ready for what's next? Is it ready for the future of construction security?